Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dawn, giving them microphone, dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh, yeah. Everybody out there listening to me, put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Oh, listen, Steve Harvey, why don't you join me? Yeah. Steve Harvey, get on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Yeah, join in with me. If you're with me, help me say, turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Yeah, turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. I know y'all can hear me on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Turn them out. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on to the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only. Steve Harvey got a radio show. Man, oh man, oh man. Whew. Hey, today I just want to say something that I don't think I've ever shared this way before. The title is very simple, and that is, it's been worth it to me. You know, I just kept thinking that this morning, that it's all been worth it to me. And what I mean by that is this relationship that I have with my Heavenly Father, it's been worth it to me. I can't even tell you the value that it has had in my life. I can't tell you how it's helped me to understand not only my purpose, but to better understand my past. That's critical, man, because I'm grateful for that, because so many people can't get beyond their past, an event, a set of circumstances, some calamity that besets them. Maybe it's been grief, something. But it ties so many people up. It's been so worth it to me. It's been worth having someone to go to when no one else was there. Do you understand what I'm saying? It has given me a place to go when no one else has been there. Oh, hey, man, we pulling for you. Hey, man, hang in there. Hey, man, keep your head up. All of that. But I got to tell you, man, you get yourself in some circumstances and situations in this thing called life when no one can help you but God. When the only person that could possibly understand or know what you're feeling is God. The only person that'll sit there with you through it all and understand everything about it has been God. It's been worth it to me, man. It's been worth it to me. You know, look, and the moments of ridicule that I go through because of that, my faith and me saying it too many times, some, people don't want to hear it that many times, or he can't talk about nothing else, or ain't nobody trying to hear all that. You know, I get emails all the time, you know, why you think you a preacher. It's just people just don't get it. So I can't help it, man. I can't explain myself and my walk to everybody that I meet, because everybody that I meet ain't going to get it. Why would I stop to explain my walk to somebody who ain't even trying to walk? I just don't have time. But, man, I can tell you this flat out, as sure as I'm sitting here, y'all. It's been worth it to me. It's been the biggest improvement in my life. I mean, man, as I look back over my life, man, forming a strong bond with God has been the most beneficial thing to me. You know, these things you read in writings in the Bible or whatever you're reading. You know, when you read scriptures and things of that nature, it's been around a long time. It holds so much truth to it. I mean, man, it's like, how could this have been written so long ago and still pertain directly to today? I mean, that's amazing. That is amazing to me. That has to be God at work, to have written something so complete, so dead on point, that if you read it today, it means exactly what pertains to today. That's amazing, man. That's why my spiritual walk, it's just worth it to me. And I keep saying it's worth it, because if you sitting out there and you tripping like I was tripping, deciding, I got a few more things I want to do, a couple more girls I want to holler at, a couple more things I want to get into, I got a couple more deals I want to do, I got a little bit more dirt I want to roll up on me a little bit first before I wish I had known. I really, really wish I had known. I really wish I had understood exactly what forming a relationship with God would do for me. But what it has meant to me, man, it's been worth it. It's been worth every person who out there who hating on me, that don't even know me. It's because I have a relationship with him that I'm fine with that. I don't care for it, but it ain't going to stop me, though. See, because I know for a fact that haters make you greater. I know for a fact that haters validate your mere existence. I know for a fact that half of them is out of envy and jealousy because of something you're doing that they wish they could do or they want credit for. So they just, anything, all that, bam. And now you just all over the place with people. Man, I'm so grateful for this relationship that it has not allowed outside influences that do not have my best interests at heart to throw me off course. It's just been worth it, man. It has just been worth it. And if you're sitting out there and you're wondering about the benefits of it, I can't even tell you what it's like to know that when bad things are happening to me, the calming peace that I feel, that I know that that's going to be all right too. That I know that this too shall pass. That I know in my heart of hearts, man, that there's got to be a reason for this. And if I can just hang on in there, he going to unfold that for me. And he going to let me see it. But the number one thing I always know is I'm going to survive this one too. That this too shall pass. Man, it's been worth it to me. It has been worth it to me, man, to have this thing called faith, which is the belief in things that you cannot see. And to know, man, along the way that, oh my goodness, man, even though I don't know what's next, or even I'm not really sure about the next step, I do know for a fact that some more is coming. I do know for a fact, it is a fact that God will take care of me. It is a fact that he will never, ever leave me or desert me. If I just stay here where I'm supposed to be, he's coming. The Calvary's coming over the hill. He coming over the hill, and when he come over that hill, he going to wipe out all this mess down here that's trying to hurt me. That I don't have to worry about my enemies anymore. That my enemies that are all around, you can surround me. You can shoot all the arrows you want. Now, it's not to say that none of them ain't going to come close, and I ain't going to say that, I ain't going to be a little under some pressure, a little nervous about being shot at so hard. But at the end of the day, I know this for sure. Ain't none of them going to stick in me. You can shoot them, but ain't none of them going to stick in me. No matter what you do, no weapon formed against me. Nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Let's get it started. Shirley Strawberry.
Hey, good morning, Steve.
You're listening.
Hey, morning.
Junior.
Morning, Unc.
Jerry.
What up, Steve? Hate is everything.
Neff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody here.
Everybody here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Good. How's your
let's
man
do
doing?
it. Yeah.
How was your weekend, boss man?
I was off, man. Had a little bunch of meetings and stuff go to. But other than that, man, I tried to relax, man. My energy's low. I ain't having no fun, man. That's what it is. I figured out this weekend. I ain't played no golf. I ain't gambled. I kind of miss my friend Calhoun. I think that's what it is. Because that was my dude I used to gamble with, go play golf with. I think that's what it is. But, other than that, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Kept on and keep on keeping on. So just moving past that part of it, I just had my wife kind of told me that's what it was this weekend.
Well, if you miss gambling, me and my boys will come out of the house. We shoot some dice at your house tonight.
Oh, no, y'all don't do what I do. You and your friends, y'all always splitting everything. I don't like that.
What do you mean splitting everything?
No, 8 of them go. They got to divide everything by 8 and all that. I don't like that,
Well, in case you got an announcement to make, huh?
You talking about them damn Browns? Yeah, you talking about the Cleveland Browns? You talking about the Browns with the damn Atlanta Falcons?
They did.
Woo!
Won that.
Tore their mouth out.
Yeah, man.
I got a house in Atlanta, but my heart is in Cleveland. Please understand.
Yes, because you don't sound torn at all.
No, that wasn't a rip. Wasn't no like, oh, man, I don't know who I want.
Right. Let me ask you this. What's happening in Cleveland right now?
You don't even understand. They've been drinking all day. They full. They started to go downtown and tear it up, but the city official told them, no, that's just 3 games.
It's too soon.
Yeah.
It's just
so
3
we ain't
games.
been able to do that right here,
Premature.
Yeah.
man. Yeah, everybody
Get the
thought
5.
Atlanta was going to whoop them, But no, Cleveland went on up in there and did something. That's what I was doing today. I was laughing at the football.
Boy, I was laughing at New England got their butt whooped.
Yeah, man.
That was the second greatest thing that happened yesterday.
It was.
That right there.
Yeah, man.
So it was a good weekend then for you.
Well, the hate gonna be real when Pimpin get here today.
Later on.
Cause somebody, don't really be happy when Pimpin be winning, but ain't nothing he can do with Pimpin this week. I don't think.
Pimpin' will be out of control.
Pimpin gonna be on fire today.
All right, listen, coming up at 32 after the hour, we'll do more weekend review and we'll talk about Veterans Day. It is Veterans Day, boy, fires in Southern California for the last few days. We'll talk about that as well. We'll be back at 32 after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann will be here. She'll have more on today's headlines, including firefighters in Northern and Southern California continue to do battle with fires on Sunday after the winds that died down on Saturday returned on Sunday. Aside from ravaging communities, the fires have led to the deaths of at least 23 people in the Northern California town of Paradise and 2 in Malibu in Southern California.
I mean, it completely destroyed the town of Paradise.
Yeah.
There's
So
nothing.
sad, yeah.
It's really hard out here, man, because there's some. I know a lot of friends have had to evacuate, especially out of Malibu and Calabasas. All my family been texting me, and my house isn't in any danger. No evacuation here. But, man, it's tough on some people out here, and these fires are real, man.
Yeah.
They are real. People are losing lives and massive property damage. I mean, some people's homes, man.
Yeah, it's really sad.
And then to have the president say what he said.
Oh, man.
What did he
He
say?
tweeted. Yeah, we're going to talk about his horrible tweet. And he
This-
basically,
he-
Tommy,
In the midst of what everything's going on, he tweets something like this. It's like,
Something
blamed the
against
state
the
of
forestry.
California.
yeah.
pretty
The
much.
forestry department doing a horrible job. What do they have to do with a fire? Man,
And when he put a fire out, he don't know about how to put a fire out. When he done something.
He
Man,
only
I mean,
starts them.
He starts fire.
Yeah.
he doesn't. He
And
doesn't.
adds fuel to those.
Man, this dude don't get it, man.
Not a
This dude
compassionate
don't
home.
get it.
Body at
No.
all.
That was heartless.
Yeah.
This is heartless
Yeah.
with that. People losing their lives and their homes. This has nothing
And
to
then
do
he
with politics.
says something like this.
Nothing.
It's like, man.
Yeah, about 250,000 people have been evacuated from their homes due to these fires.
I mean, but he's mad. He takes a shot to take a shot at the government of California because it don't vote for nothing he want to do.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
that blue wave, the blue wave too, you know.
Right,
That blue
and
wave
then he
hurt a little
turned-
bit.
and then he turns around and he wants to blame the forestry management, the way they're running the forestry division out here. That has nothing to do with a fire.
Nothing
Yeah, and
at
how about
all.
some compassion for the people who've lost
man,
their property
come
and their
on.
Hey, man.
lives?
Oh,
What about the firefighters
Yes, the first
and the people in the
responders.
fire departments who are running to save lives and property?
I know.
Man, and you're talking about it's poorly managed forestry. What are you talking about?
And then threaten to take the money away?
Yeah.
Because of
what-
federal
He just
funding,
evil.
that's what- yeah, that's
So
he's
what do you
trying to
want?
say.
You want to just have a bunch of forest rangers just standing in the park?
That was just horrible what he
Yeah.
said.
Does he understand the sheer massiveness of how much forestry is actually in California?
no,
No, he don't.
Acres
Or
of land
care.
destroyed.
No,
Care.
he don't.
no.
Yeah,
He has no clue.
really, really, really terrible.
Yeah.
Now, if that was his golf course burning down.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, maybe we'd see a little compassion from
It was
him.
like, yeah.
Please. Please get out
And then
there.
we have to, we can also tell our listeners, guys, Steve Harvey Nation, if you want to help the victims, you can text the word Red Cross to 90999 and you can donate. And also, I found a whole bunch of list of organizations like the Los Angeles Fire Department. We're going to put on our website. People can donate to different organizations to help our friends in Cali, man. This is horrible.
Yeah, it really is.
Sad.
Yep.
Horrific.
Oh, man.
I know.
We've had some
It's unbelievable
disasters,
this
man.
year, man.
Yeah.
This year with the hurricanes,
Yeah.
earlier this year to now the fires. It's unbelievable year. Unbelievable
it is.
year.
I saw a
Natural
lady this
disasters.
weekend, and when I was going to the barbershop, I'm getting on the elevator, and all she has is a suitcase from the fire.
Wow.
Just has, and she's crying, man. I just asked her, is there anything I could do?
Yeah.
Just anything you need. And man, I just sat and talked with her for about 10 minutes, but just glad she's safe. But
Yeah, absolutely.
just see somebody with a suitcase, and that's all she says.
Yeah, that's-
Everything's gone.
And the thing about your home being
sad.
burned, the tough part of it is it's the memories.
It's the memories. Yeah.
It's the things. It's the things that the insurance company can't replace. Even, no matter what the check is, when a person loses their home, it's more than the building.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it was also scary too, the city of Paradise, to watch the people, evacuate and escape, how fast that fire was coming.
Yeah.
It was dangerous. To actually see that,
Yeah.
that's a lot for people too as well.
Those
that's
winds.
traumatic.
Mhm.
That was horrible.
Yeah, it
Horrible,
really,
horrible.
really was.
So we have to pray.
Yeah.
What a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. What a year, what a weekend, what a
Pray for a
president.
better leader.
What a president,
Right.
That's hard. I'm really struggling with that part, Tommy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Pray for a better leader. I'm serious.
You can only get another leader by voting. So
Yeah. I hope with all that has gone down, in these last 2 years, people understand how important their vote is. I hope they do. They're doing.
I don't. This guy is so non-presidential. What he said to the African American reporter who asked him,
Oh my God!
did his
Abby
AG, his attorney general appointment, have anything that he think it would be to suppress the Mueller investigation?
Yeah, that's a stupid.
That's
question.
a stupid question. That's a really, really stupid question. I watch you a lot on CNN. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Her name is Abby Phillips. She's very intelligent. Abby
White
Phillips.
House correspondent
Yes,
for CNN.
yes.
She's
And everybody
very
says,
intelligent
no, the
journalist.
question she asked, what's the question everybody wants to
the
answer
question of the day. That was the question.
to? But that's the third African American woman that he's insulted.
Yeah, in that same press
journalist.
conference, he called April Ryan a loser. He called her a very nasty woman in that same press conference.
And then the other black lady that asked him about something says
From
that
NPR that asked him about
accused
him
her
being
that it was
national.
of being a racist because she
but
asked him
she
about
asked
the
him
racist
About him being a
title that he
nationalist.
had called himself.
Right, Steve.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, coming up next, we have time. We're going to switch gears a little bit, have a little fun with Reverend Motown and Deacon Def Jam. They are here with church complaints right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour in entertainment news, former First Lady Michelle Obama blasts President Trump in her upcoming memoir, Becoming. That's the name of it. But right now, it is Monday. Time to have some fun with Reverend Motown and Deacon Def Jam. They're here with today's church complaints.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Gracious God.
Take your time.
We here again
That's right.
on this blessed Monday,
Let's
eager to find out what in the world is wrong now. I've never had a more complaining congregation than this here and here.
Say that
Go
again,
ahead,
please.
Deacon.
What was that?
This here and here.
Everybody understands exactly what he said. What part of that
know,
don't you get?
For if you know not, that's cause you don't want not.
He putting it together, ain't he?
Put it all together. All right, Pastor, let's get going here. We got an issue. Brother Kirby Benson, better known as KB, accidentally took 4 Viagra pills thinking they was his daily vitamins.
What?
Could you please tell Sister Greta Wagner and Sister Florinda Prescott to quit jumping on the man every time they see him?
Jumping on him where, Deacon?
Where you think, Pastor?
No, I mean at
In the
church.
church?
Is it in the parking lot? What are we?
They have jumped on him in the parking lot. They have ran and jumped on him at the supermarket every time they see Brother Kirby.
That's
'Cause
fine. We
right
have
now-
nothing to do with that once you leave outside these doors.
Well, the Viagra hasn't worn off, Pastor.
Well, see, what we ain't gonna do is break. The title of your bit is church complaints. This ain't parking lot or supermarket complaints. Now, we not addressing all that other. Hell, if you won't do that, we might well have White House complaints.
Well, there's a lot of them, I'm sure. So, moving right along. Mervin's funeral home call. As you know, brother Osiris Daniels, we put him to rest this past Saturday. Pastor, after the funeral, the hearse was supposed to take him to his hometown, which is 3 hours away, but they had 2 flat tires. They are asking if you can come on 85 South and pick Brother Osiris up and get him to his hometown. They've already taken him out the casket. But they stranded, in other words.
That won't be necessary. I was informed of this because I'm one of the few people that still have a CB.
A CB?
I heard that the funeral convoy had been delayed because of the flat tires. And I'm aware that they took his body out of the hearse also. Now, do you want the rest of the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, when they took the body out the hearse down there by the creek, I went over there and we buried him right there by the creek.
That's not his hometown.
That's what do you think he know that?
But the man wanted to be at rest in his hometown. That's what it was supposed to be. He's supposed to be 3 hours away from the churches where he is originally from.
Mm-hmm. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take the empty box. We're going to take a box and get Brother Ferguson to put it in the back of his pickup. He got that new Dodge Ram. He going to drive it 3 hours and have the burial there. But he's down there by the river. The reason I chose to do that because he used to always hear him say, down by the riverside. I figured, well, that's good a place as any.
All right. Rest in peace.
Won't he do it?
We have a situation we think we want you to speak on. Deacon Carter is having a bald spot in the back of his head fundraiser.
What?
Yeah. He's having a fundraiser party, a bald spot in the back of the head fundraiser party, and none of the members have stepped in to even think about coming and helping him.
It ain't no problem. We don't need that much. I think $79 is all we need. Because we going to go to Sally's and buy a pair of balding clippers with the $79, and we're going to run that bald spot in the back of his head clean up to the front. We gonna end this here.
That's just a haircut.
Yeah, don't worry. We gonna ball him out. That way you won't have to worry about the bald spot. You bald.
Very good, Pastor.
Yeah, there won't be no need for no more fundraising for him. We've already solved that there. Go ahead, Deacon.
Sister Rashida Bailey, her eczema has taken a turn for worse. She's asking for the church to come by and grease her back on a daily basis with fish grease. It's the only thing that seems to be helping. As of right now, we have no volunteers.
That is the countryest thing I've ever heard. Put no damn fish grease on Rashida Bailey back.
Well, it helps her eczema.
That don't help no eczema, boy. That's country.
Wow.
Well, that's the only thing she say has been working is the fish grease.
Has she tried Cornhuskers lotion?
They still make that?
I don't know, but it worked on everything I had. Cornhusker lotion could fix the back of your heels, your elbows. I ran out of oil one time, WD-30, and put Cornhusker in the car and ran it for a week.
Cornhusker be working. I'll ask her about that. All right, moving along. Yeah. We have a special guest that's coming this Sunday, Brother Hal Jefferson, who is a blind and missing one arm, Pastor, but he's going to be playing the harmonica at the 11 o'clock service. The members are asking that you talk to him, and he's adamant about singing His Eyes is on the Sparrow. We just don't think that one's going to work. Now, we didn't want to tell the blind man not to sing, play that song.
Right.
He's adamant about the eyes is on the sparrow. So I
told him to go ahead and sing His Eyes on the Sparrow. I didn't want him to sing Precious Lord, Take My Hand, because He don't have but one of them, and then he won't be able to pay the harmonica.
You wrong for that, see?
You better match him. All
Take
right.
my hand. Now, as soon as he do that, he got to quit blowing that harmonica. Now you ain't got no song.
Oh man.
Well,
He tried to sing This Little Light of Mine, but he wants to act everything out. You know how long it take him with that one hand like that candle? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Be all day waiting on this candle to get lit.
all right, Pastor. Before we go, we want to recognize some of our veterans, Pastor. Cannonball Jenkins, Latrine Luther, and A-Wall Hopkins. And we wanted to show them love. They was our veterans.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right, that's our church complaints for today. Coming up in entertainment news, former First Lady Michelle Obama blasts President Trump in her upcoming memoir, Becoming. Right after this, we'll talk about it.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes,
it is.
This is a holiday that we recognize and honor all of our past and present military who have served our country. Thank you for your
Shout out to
service.
my brother.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to my husband, Ty.
Yeah.
Served in the Army.
Shout
Happy
out to
Veterans Day,
Smo,
baby.
Gravedigger, Danny, my daddy, and then I did 2 terms in Nam.
Grave?
Really?
Yeah, I went in Nam twice.
Did he,
2
Steve?
times. Yeah, seriously, 2 terms.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't.
Jay.
What?
Jay,
What?
you ain't never told us nothing about you being in the
I
service.
don't
Do
like
he
talking
look
about
like he could be in
He
the
ain't
service?
got a service
like
shape
talking
at
about
all.
He
What
don't
branch
follow
of
no
military were you
instruction.
in, Jay?
I was in
Here we
Marines. I
go.
was in the Marines.
Oh,
No,
you
you
had to
weren't.
think about
You
that.
definitely weren't in the Marines. What's the service shape, Junior?
Do he look like he fit to do anything?
Well, not now. It's been some time.
I don't care. You at least look like you killed somebody.
This is Veterans Day, and I demand some respect as a veteran.
Jay, why would you lie
I don't
about
like
something
talking
like
about
that?
it.
I'm
much. I
telling
don't like talk. I don't bring it
So
up.
where you work at, in the mess hall?
Okay, see, I was on the front line.
You were
on the front line.
You were entertainment, weren't
Where'd you
No,
do
no.
basic training?
Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
That's
Oh, that's
Army.
Army. Wait a minute.
That's
That's Army.
not.
That's Army. Hold
That's
on. I
not
wasn't-
Why you
Marine.
lying on veterans?
How you lying?
Oh, Paris Island. I was in Paris Island. I thought it
Make up
looked
your
like-
mind, man.
This boy here.
Yeah, that sounds just like
Do he
Fort
look like? Do he look
Jackson.
dangerous to y'all? Just anything on Jay look
No.
No,
dangerous.
he looked like he was over there performing. Now, I
Yeah,
believe
I
that.
think so. Yeah.
Damn.
Jay wasn't old enough being no damn nom.
Yes, I was. No, I was old enough.
No,
Yeah,
you
I was.
wasn't.
He said he did it twice, though.
He wasn't over there.
You served you did 2 terms.
2
Dog,
terms.
quit
in,
talking to him.
You right,
in-
Steve.
Yeah.
Come on, Shirley. Move
I
along.
Yeah,
was
shout
in
out to Uncle
Da
Dennis
Nang.
and Uncle Benny.
Yeah,
Thank
my
y'all.
Uncle Daddy-O. Yeah. Okay, in other news.
Now, you was not in Da Nang, fool. Shut up, because that's where my brother was.
I thought I saw him over there.
in entertainment news. All right, look. First Lady Michelle Obama calls Donald Trump out in her upcoming memoir. The name of it is Becoming. It hit stores on Tuesday. Mrs. Obama covers everything from growing up in Chicago to confronting racism in public life. Michelle Obama went on to denounce Trump's birther campaign that questioned her husband's citizenship, calling it bigoted and dangerous. Michelle Obama is scheduled to have an exclusive interview with one Mr. Steve Harvey tomorrow morning. That's right,
Whoa.
Steve, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's exciting, huh?
Don't ask me why. Just call it grace.
Yes, because
That's awesome.
yeah, she
Go, Steve.
Yeah. All right, in other entertainment news, Bruno Mars is making sure that 24,000 people who live in Hawaii have a Thanksgiving meal on their tables come November 22nd. Bruno is donating to the Salvation Army's Thanksgiving dinner program. The number of people who will benefit from Mars's donation comes from the name of his song, album,
24K.
and 24 Karat, and his tour, 24 Karat Magic, okay? So that's
That's
really
nice.
good.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Bruno.
that's really good.
Hey,
Give him back.
spam. He's sending spam over there.
Huh?
No,
They
boy.
eat spam. They eat
Turkey
they do
dinner,
eat spam.
Thanksgiving dinner.
You can eat spam for Thanksgiving.
You had spam for Thanksgiving?
In Nam.
All right.
I did.
And not, man.
again.
Steve, please introduce Miss Ann. Miss
Ladies and
Ann.
gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Well, officials in Southern California have been warning residents to leave their homes. Some people are still trying to hang on as the massive Woolsey fire burns its way through Ventura County. Fire Chief Scott Jabbert says that this blaze is especially fast-moving.
We're starting to see another series of Santa Ana winds that are blowing here and working their way south towards San Diego. And this has us very concerned.
And you know H2O is a component of fire that makes it burn hotter and longer. The fire has so far consumed 130 square miles. Meanwhile, the Woolsey campfire, that's in Northern California, and the Woolsey fire and the campfire fire, both responsible for a total of 31 deaths right now, and about 100 people are still missing, unaccounted for. The campfire fire in Northern California burned through 170 square miles. However, some progress, they say, has been made in containing that blaze. They're recounting ballots in Florida in both the U.S. Senate and gubernatorial races. A new vote tallies were submitted on Saturday. The unofficial results show that Republican Ron DeSantis is over Andrew Gillum by less than 0.5% in the governor's race. And for U.S. Senate, Republican Rick Scott leading Democrat Bill Nelson by less than 0.25%. Both races well within the limit for the automatic recount. President Trump joined other heads of state in Paris over the weekend to commemorate the centennial of the armistice that marked the end of World War I. Trump later visited an American cemetery outside the French capital to honor the more than 100,000 American soldiers who died fighting the so-called Great War.
We are gathered together at this hallowed resting place to pay tribute to the brave Americans who gave their last breath in that mighty struggle.
A century ago, that's right. Democratic Republican of the Republic of Congo struggling to contain and eradicate an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus. That's again Democratic Republic of Congo dealing with that. Almost 200 people have died of Ebola since August in the Congo. More than 300 cases said to be either confirmed or probable. Motel 6 has agreed to settle a class action lawsuit accusing that hotel chain of sharing guest information with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, or ICE. The lawsuit filed by the Mexican American Legal Defense and Education Fund says guests in Motel 6 were questioned by ICE and that many ended up in deportation proceedings. Former President George W. Bush, First Lady Laura Bush, honored in Philadelphia last night with the National Constitution Center's Liberty Medal for their commitment to veterans. And finally,
you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Looks like the Grinch stole the weekend box office. The Grinch brought in a whopping $66 million. Ears up, Steve Harvey Nation. Find out if Uncle Steve's smarter than his nephew. Back at 20 minutes after the hour on the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Hollywood stars took to social media on Saturday to rip into President Donald Trump for a tweet on Saturday in which the president blamed gross mismanagement. This is what we were talking about earlier, Steve. Gross mismanagement of the forests in California for a trio of deadly wildfires blazing across the state. Katy Perry, Ava DuVernay, Don Cheadle, Kathy Griffin, Alyssa Milano, and Maria Shriver. They were among the celebrities who castigated the president for his tweet and called him heartless. In case you missed it, the president tweeted, quote, "There is no reason for these massive, deadly, and costly forest fires in California except that forest management is so poor. Billions of dollars are given each year with so many lives lost, all because of gross mismanagement of the forest. Remedy now or no more Fed payments," unquote. Wow.
That's what you tweet out.
You don't send out condolences for the lives lost. You don't send out any sorrow for the people who losing their homes. You don't send out a congratulatory for the brave firefighters, men and women, who are sacrificing themselves to get people to safety and to try to save as much property as possible and to get some type of containment with the weather being the way it is. For you to take a shot like that, it's just you don't think, man. But I keep telling y'all, old rich men who did not grow up and earn their money, this is how many of them think. See, but if you've never had poor days, if you've never had to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you don't know what it is to be compassionate. You don't know what it is to be without. they've elected a man who does not have compassion because he's never needed any. See, no one has had to show him any compassion because he's always had it. So when you've never been shown compassion, you don't even know what it looked like. When you've never required compassion, you don't know what it looked like. Until you go and see what's required when people need compassion, you won't know. This dude, man, is out of touch. We have technically the most unqualified person as the president that we could have elected. And for the followers to keep following him blindly, man, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
he has no idea how to govern. He has no idea what his leadership requirements really are. And he's not trying to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not praying for him because he ain't going to get it.
Yeah, Steve. California Professional Firefighters President Brian K. Rice said in a statement the president's assertion that California's forest management policies are to blame for catastrophic wildfire is dangerously wrong. All right.
What got to do with a fire?
Yeah. Coming up next at 34 after the hour, the election is not over, guys. In Florida, Andrew Gillum retracts his concession.
All right.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Florida has ordered a statewide election recount. A statewide machine recount has been ordered by the Florida Secretary of State. The recount will include the races for senator and governor. Results of the recount are due on Thursday, November 15th. After the announcement, the Democratic candidate for governor, Andrew Gillum, said he was replacing his earlier concession. Take a listen.
What I do know is that we don't just get the opportunity to stop counting votes because we don't like the direction in which the vote tally is heading. That is not democratic, and that certainly is not the American way. In America, we count every vote regardless of what the outcome may be. They've even used my own words on the evening of election night, in some cases to justify ending the count. Well, let me say clearly, I am replacing my words of concession with an uncompromised and unapologetic call that we count every single vote. We count every vote.
All right. Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Get to counting.
In other words, give it back.
He got a great calmness about him.
I love
he
him.
does.
Yes. Yes, a great leader. Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think, Steve? Good news,
Well,
right?
I mean, yeah, look, it's something going on. It's always been something crazy in Florida.
Oh.
They stole it from Gore.
Yep.
Hanging Chad. That's
with,
what it was.
with the Bushes. They stole it from Gore down there. They did it. So, it happens in Florida. We just got to wait and see how it turns out. I know the race in Georgia is completely close. And his race is close, too. So you got to get this stuff counted. And not all we got until Thursday. No, you have to get the votes counted. And that's the only way to make it fair election for everybody.
Yeah.
It's got to be fair. The people have to speak. This is not about the electoral vote. This isn't for president. And we've got to start thinking about 2020 because this time you've got to vote where the majority vote can count. But you've got to make sure because you got to watch him, man. You look at the places he went to petition for these senators. He went to Ohio. He went to Georgia. He went to Alabama because he knows, man, these are where the very important electoral votes are. Man, we've got to get smart because the Republican Party plays chess.
Yep.
These Democrats be playing checkers. And I'm calling it like I said it because we are I'm telling you, man, right now we're blowing it because we're doing the exact same thing that they did to Obama. We're spending all of our time telling you how much we hate Trump, how much he ain't doing what he ain't, stopping him. We're preparing no candidate for 2020. We should have two people right now that all of us should know their names. Right now. And we're not. And we're not. And we're going to mess around and we're going to have 16 people up on that stage just like the Republicans did. and they're going to start tearing at each other, and they're going to sit up here, and that's how Trump got in with the Republican Party. And I see the exact same thing happen because we're not preparing anybody in the Democratic. We're not preparing anybody, man. And this is politics, and we're just being stupid about this.
Yeah, Steve. Meanwhile, in Georgia, Democratic candidate Stacey Abrams was being pushed Saturday to concede in the race for Georgia's governor. On this past Saturday, Abrams' opponent Brian Kemp's campaign accused Abrams of ignoring the will of the people and making up numbers to keep the race alive. But civil rights activists are urging Stacey Abrams, who could become Georgia's first black governor, to stay in the race and continue pushing for every ballot to be counted.
She's not making up numbers.
No.
The votes haven't been counted.
Yep.
This guy, Kemp, has even resigned his current position so he can move on into the governorship.
Yep.
This dude is funny. Man.
Yeah.
Get to counting.
Yeah.
Get to counting.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Just keep counting, and then we can decide. We'll see what's going on.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. Subject, my old man is up to some new tricks. But right now, the nephew is on board with today's prank phone call. What you got, Nev?
Shirley, this right here, this brand new. It's called WVP.
What's that?
WVP.
What's that? What does that mean?
White Vote Patrol. That's what this is.
Oh, this boy, yeah.
Ooh, not right
Hey.
now.
Yeah, white in it. Love it.
Ain't this what's going on right now?
Got
Run
white
it.
in Love it.
Run it.
Customer service.
I'm trying to reach Sandy, please.
This is Sandy. How can I help you?
Hi, Sandy. Listen, I'm calling with WVP, and you got a minute? I just wanted to see if you don't mind. I know you're at work right now, but if you don't mind,
I am at
you
work,
got a minute?
yes. Okay, I have just a minute, sure.
Okay. So you're in Florida, right?
Yes. How can I help you?
Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm with WVP, and we're trying to actually do a tally on everything that just took place here in the midterm election, and we're trying to actually do a tally on everything. So I wanted to call and see if I could get some information from you if that's possible.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. What we're trying to do is, like I said, the midterm election has just passed. With WVP, we're trying to figure out exactly who did you vote for in the midterm election.
You want to know who I voted for?
Yes. Like I said, this is WVP.
What is WVP? Wait, you keep saying WVP. What is WVP?
That's White Votes Patrol. White Vote Patrol. We're citizens of America.
That's White Vote Patrol?
Yeah. Like I said, we want to see who you voted for in the midterm.
Who did you vote for? What do you mean, who did I vote for? That's between me and the ballot box.
Okay.
That's not for me. That's not something you can ask me.
But like I said, I'm with the citizens of America. This is WVP, and what we're trying to do.
I'm with the citizens of America too, and citizens don't have to tell anybody who they voted for.
We want to know here with WVP exactly who you voted for. Like I said.
Well, what do you want to do with that information? What are you going to do with that information? What are you going to do?
We're tallying up the information and making sure it's correct. Is what we're doing.
How can you? Against what? Tallying it, make sure against what? You have white people's information, and you're gonna. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Okay, so
you don't ask people who they voted for.
Okay,
that's
like
part
I
of
said,
America. You can vote for whoever you want, and you don't have to tell anybody.
Okay, but this is WVP. We're a new organization.
I could vote for an alligator if I want to. I don't have to tell you or WVP or any VP.
Okay. But like I said, we are White Vote Patrol, and we're trying to.
Well, who are you? What did you say your name was?
My name is Brian.
Brian?
Yeah.
Well, Brian, you should be ashamed of yourself calling people up and asking who they vote for and calling yourself White Vote Patrol. I don't do a Black Vote Patrol. I don't do a Red Vote Patrol or a Yellow Vote Patrol or a Green Vote Patrol. It's un-American.
Okay, it's un-American, but like I said, just for this particular tally that we're doing, we're needing to know.
No. There is no way I'm going to tell you who I voted for.
Oh, you're gonna tell me who you voted for, lady.
No,
okay?
I have not.
Yes,
no, I
look.
have not. I'm telling you, I am not going to tell you who I voted for. It's un-American. I don't have to, and you have no business asking me.
So you have
my work. You know this is
are
my
you
work
ashamed? Are you ashamed of who you voted for?
No, I am not ashamed who I voted for. Are you ashamed who you voted for?
I am not
Who did you
ashamed
vote
of who I voted for.
for?
And I
Who
want
did you vote for, Brian?
Well, I want to know, Sandy, who you voted for so I can make a tally of it. And we're calling people in Florida to see who they voted for.
And I want to know where you work so I can call customer service there and lodge a complaint against you. Because this is completely, probably unconstitutional.
I don't really want to continue to go back and forth with you. Really, I got a lot of calls to make today. All I want to know, who did you vote for? You're pissing me off, okay?
This is a completely racist call. I didn't want to go there, but this is really, really freaking racist to call white people and say, oh, who did you vote for? What, you want to know if I voted for somebody white or somebody black? Is that it? You want to know if I was the cause of Andrew Gill's losing?
Yeah, that's
well,
exactly
I am
what
not going to tell you. It is none of your business.
Okay, so
But it is racist is what it is.
Sandy, you and I can get along if you just give me the answers that I'm looking for.
Well, then you and I are not going to get along, and just get used to that.
All right, great. I tell you what. Do you have a lady in your office named Wanda?
How do you know who's in my office? Who are you?
You know how I know, Sandy? Because Wanda got me to prank phone call you. This is nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Oh, I am gonna get her back. So you got me so mad. I'm still mad.
She told me you guys been having big debates about the midterm, and y'all been the whole office. This is the whole office.
She better watch her back. Well, you got me. By the way, Tommy, just between you and me, I voted for Gillum.
Oh, you did? See?
Oh, yes, I did. Now you got it out of me. You happy?
All right, Sandy, you got to give it to me, baby. What is the baddest radio show in the land?
Baddest radio show in the land. The Steve Harvey Radio Show. You know how I know? Because Wanda has it playing in the office every morning. I'm still going to kill her.
Crazy.
Kind of got to stir it up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Yeah, he played too much.
Yeah. That white lady
I
stirred
said
up.
that
But
right now,
did you hear what she said at the end?
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Yeah. Man. So you just
You said, I voted for the black guy, Tommy.
Not right.
That's what you want me to say. Wow.
Gotta have some fun. Hey, let me put it out there. I want to say thank you to everybody in Tunica, Mississippi, that came and watched your boy this past Friday and Saturday at the Fitz Casino. Thank y'all for coming out. We had a good time. 2 sold-out shows Friday and Saturday night. Now it is Richmond, Virginia, the
when you
Funny
had
Bone.
quarters spread all over that board.
Nah, you be having 50s on there. I can't do that. I can't put myself.
50s.
He be having $50 chips, $100 chips. I be looking at him
I be having
upside his
dollar
head like
chips,
he's
Tom, but
crazy
he ain't
as
gonna
hell.
outdo me. Mine is everywhere his is, but it's just $1.
It'd be dollars.
My limit is $20. I don't care what I'm playing. Okay,
Then he
that's
get
it.
mad at
Yeah.
you.
$20.
Yes.
Yeah. Stack them up. Stack your chips up. Steve get mad.
Why you out here?
Yeah, he mad at you.
Yeah, we in his way.
You know, you reaching all across me with this dollar.
Oh, do we embarrass you?
Yeah, knocking
He's
my
so
pile
ashamed.
over and
He's
stuff.
so
Be going down.
The baller doesn't hang out with ballers, huh? Is that what your friends say?
Cussing when your number don't land.
And his stuff be stacked up like the Taj Mahal. You hear me? It be
But-
up there, boy.
Steve gambles everywhere. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
All day.
All day. I know.
Can't win unless you play. I don't know who don't understand that.
Ain't win unless you play.
That is so true. Well, there you have it. Today's prank phone call, Tommy, huh? And congratulations again. Ready to Love?
This past
Ready to
Saturday
Love?
night.
Yes, Saturday night.
I was on stage. Oh my God! I had one of the young ladies from Ready to Love. Dr. Lexi was in the house Saturday night. Big ups to you, girl. She came in.
Awesome.
Yeah, and is engaged now.
What? Look at you bringing people
Dr.
together.
Lexi is engaged.
That's awesome.
Make sure y'all tune in every Saturday night. Ready to Love. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Hosted by yours truly. On.
That's right. Up next, today's Strawberry Letter subject, my old man, is up to some new tricks right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, happy Veterans Day, everyone. This
Yeah.
is the
Thank
holiday.
you.
Yes, this
Thanks
is the
a lot.
holiday that we recognize and honor all past and present
Thank you.
military who have served our country. Thank you so much for our service.
You're welcome.
For your service.
Jay, you. Boy.
Just stop.
Yeah, just.
No, two times in. No, I went to Nam twice.
Jay is not in serving shape. I'm telling you.
But why are you lying about it on
I don't know why he doing that.
Yeah. This is for the people who actually risk their lives for this country.
But he had nerve to say he was on the front line, though.
Yeah.
I know. And 2 tours, though.
2 tours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
He
had
called it 2
twice.
terms.
They don't let you in with diabetes.
I was in. I was in Da Nang and Saigon.
You just looked that up, didn't you?
You might have went and saw the Broadway show, Miss Saigon.
Good one, Tommy. Good one.
No, it's not a good one. No, it's not a good one at all.
He got mad. Good one at all.
No, it's not a good one at all.
I beg to differ.
We ready, Shirley?
Well, anyway, time for
everybody.
today's Strawberry Letter. Yeah, and if you need advice on relationships, on dating, work, sex, and parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to Steve Harvey FM and click Submit Strawberry Letter. Right, Steve?
Exactly, Shirley.
Just wanted to make sure you were engaged.
Oh, so I can't wait to say that part.
All right.
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject, my old man is up to some new tricks. Dear Steve and Shirley, my husband and I have been married for 25 years, and we have a beautiful blended family. We worked hard to provide a great life for our children, and we put them all through college. Now that our last child has left home, we are finally empty nesters, so we decided to downsize on our house so we can travel and do the things we enjoy. We found a nice, much smaller house, and my husband handled all of the financing and paperwork. After we closed on the house, I found out that my name was not on any of the paperwork. So it is my husband's new house, but I did not make a big deal out of it. Shortly after we moved in, my husband started to change, and I saw a side of him that I had never seen before. He has started coming and going as he pleases, and he stopped wearing his wedding ring. He often sleeps in his man cave all night, leaving me in our bed alone. He has a cell phone on him at all times, and he barely talks to me now. He goes to a jazz club every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and he goes to the casino once a week and spends hours there. Oh, and I failed to mention that he is 69 years old. I am a Christian woman, and I'm trying to do the right thing in my marriage. But I feel like I need to leave this man in his new house with his new ways. Do you think he has another woman? Maybe he wants to move me out and move her in. What do you think I should do? Please help. Well, I got to commend you on, being able to work hard and put all of your kids through college. That is quite a feat for you guys to be able to do that and to say that. And to answer your other question, do I think he has another woman? Yes, I do think he has another woman. I think that for sure. His changed behavior is a clue, and the fact that he is 69 years old obviously means nothing to him or her. He is behaving as a single man. And my question to you is, why haven't you said anything? Why have you let it go on to this point? When you found out that your name wasn't on the house, you should have spoken up right then. You should have said something immediately. What are you doing here? I see that you let him do all the financing and take care of everything. because you trusted him, and probably that's what you guys have been doing for so long, and you had nothing to worry about in the past. But yeah, that's a problem. And listen, you mentioned that you're a Christian woman and you're trying to do the right thing in your marriage. Just because you're a Christian woman, it doesn't mean that you have to be a doormat or anything like that. You have to let him know that this is disrespectful, and he can't disrespect you like this. You have to speak up. You have to find your voice and tell him that what he's doing is wrong, and to get your name on that house. And if he wants to leave, he can leave, or you can put him out. You can do these things, okay? Just because you're a Christian woman does not mean that you just have to lie down and take it. Steve?
Well. Player. All right. Been married 25 years, Beautiful blended family. Provided a great life for the kids. They're all in college. Everybody out of the house now. So y'all figured y'all empty nesters, so you was gonna downsize. So now y'all done downsized, moved into a smaller house so y'all had the money to do all the stuff you wanted to do. He handled all the financing, and after we closed, you found out that your name wasn't on it. Now, so my husband has his new house. Shortly after you moved in, you noticed a change. Now, let's just start right here. Now, let's go down to the bottom of the letter. You said, do you think he has another woman? Shirley says yes. Well, let me show you some stuff. He don't wear a ring no more. He stopped sleeping with you. He stay in his man cave all the time now. He got his cell phone on him at all times. And he go to a jazz club every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Ain't that much damn good music.
That's right, Steve.
It just really, man, the same jazz club every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or is he telling you it's a jazz club? See, that's what it sounds like to me. Sound to me like he told you it's a jazz club. I don't think he's going to a jazz club. I think he do have somebody else. I think he told the woman, I'm going to get you a place to stay. I'm going to get us a house. That's what he told her. I'm going to get us a house. So now I can almost guarantee you she has seen the paperwork on the house. He done told her. He just buying time. Got to get these kids out. Then it's going to be me and you. You see all this. And he ain't at the jazz club. He at her house. About 70 years old. Go sit down and watch the same damn jazz band every damn night.
He's 69.
Ain't that 70?
All day.
Same damn jazz band. When we come back, I'm going to show you what you are.
All right, and we'll be back at 23 after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we are back with today's Strawberry Letter subject. My old man is up to some new tricks. Let's recap for the people.
Okay. Here's this woman, been married to this man 25 years, beautiful blended family. Put the kids in college, they're all out there empty nesters now. Life is good. Downsize, smaller house, so y'all can travel and all of that. Right? Okay, cool. Now all of a sudden he don't sleep with you no more. All of a sudden he don't wear his ring no more. All of a sudden he got a cell phone on him at all times. He done put the house in his name, not yours. And he at the jazz club every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You ain't on the paperwork. This is what's called a night move. Working on a night move. This is a night move. And he done it. He done started coming and going as he pleases. And he go to the casino once a week and spends hours there. He ain't at the casino either. You keep naming all these places you don't go because you're a Christian. You need to start gambling.
What?
Yeah, because she says she a Christian woman. Christians gamble. Christian, you need to go to the jazz club. Ain't but one.
What?
No, for real. You need to find out what's happening here. You saying she ain't this and all this here, you can find all this out. Now listen to this. This man is going to leave you. It's clear. He's already checked out. Now let's talk about stuff since you're a Christian woman. And I'm trying to do the right thing in my marriage. But I feel like I need to lead this man in his new house. Well, before you go, Christians listen to jazz.
So this.
Christians go to casino. I'm a Christian. I go to casino all the time.
And when?
As a Christian. I'm down there trying hard as I can to win my ties.
Boy, stop.
Steve.
And if you get out ahead, y'all don't stop me. This is my Christianity. This is not yours.
This your walk. This your walk.
And let me explain something to her. I'm just saying, this is not a suggestion.
Hey, what is going on?
Talking crazy.
Wait, what?
I have heard. That's what I said, Carla.
But why? That's what she wants to know.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out.
Why?
I'm just going over things. I just said Christians go to casinos, don't they?
Yeah.
Didn't I just tell you that Christians also go to jazz clubs?
Mm-hmm.
So now stop making your Christianity so special where you can't do nothing. You're going to sit there in this marriage, let him get his house to this other woman and leave. Plus, he can't do that. Y'all been married 25 years. Even if he put the house in his name, he can't give it to this other woman. It's still yours. You still get half. Listen to me. 2 divorces. Had my stuff split up and chopped up every kind of way you can have it split and chopped.
Jeez.
Now, everything's going to be all right eventually. Eventually, it's going to be all right.
What do you mean?
I mean, what? He ain't no good.
He's going to come around, come back?
Nah, he ain't coming around. He ain't coming back.
Well, what do you mean it's going to be all right? I'm just...
Get yourself together. Go do you. Here's what I would do, lady. Clear all the money out that account.
God, dog.
Ooh, wait.
Clear it all out. Get it on your
shot,
side.
Somebody to do that? Oh.
Yeah. Get all the money, put it on your side. In case he try to leave with this other woman. You can leave, but you ain't gonna leave with these $5,000.
Oh, that's right.
Hate him.
Man.
And set all the furniture out. Next time he go down to the casino, have a yard sale. Put all the furniture out on the tree lawn. Sell it.
Uh-oh, bitter man. You've awakened the sleeping giant.
Yeah. Sell his clothes, too.
Ooh, yeah. Burn them. Burn them up. Burn them up.
Throw them in the swimming pool.
Waiting to exhale. Burn it.
Yeah, burn them.
I done walked in the house, seen all my stuff in the pool.
Man.
With the pool, though.
But the pool, yeah.
Not in the pool with the sleeves cut off. That's even worse. Oh, my God.
What's his name, Steve? The 69-year-old man.
Cleefus.
Back in the food.
And what's her name?
Sandra.
Cleefus?
No, not that name. No, make another.
Jay, you don't need it.
There's certain names we can't use.
Them one of your kids?
No. They're close, though, but not in that way.
Oh, is it Sandra one of the 6?
We need to go over the names we can't use.
Is that on the list?
That's on the list. It is.
Oh, man.
He need a do-over with the names.
Yeah. Cleveland.
Hey, man, did you ask Alex about them pictures?
Yes, I did. She didn't find him. Alex is my, I don't know what number, but yes, I did ask her.
What's going on here?
You was married to her, Jay?
All right, look, we got to get out of this letter first.
I loved Alex, man. Alex was nice.
Email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM. Coming up in about 10 minutes, it's a fact. Not proven, though. We'll talk about that right after this, Jay.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Listen, before we get to today's comedy segment from Jay, Junior, I got to say thank you because you brought us breakfast on Friday. You know you did, from churches. We just want to say
Did
thank
I lay
you
y'all out?
because it was
Yeah,
delicious.
good, boy.
It was delicious.
Honey butter
Yes.
biscuit tenders box.
Uh-huh.
You know you only
You
$5.
brought everything.
Yeah, they had everything for y'all. You know, all white meat tenders, 2 sides of the biscuit just for $5. There's church's chicken, but I laid everybody. I brought y'all everything. Mashed potatoes.
Yes.
I had mashed potatoes for you. I had fried
Man,
oats.
Uh-huh.
Didn't I have jalapeno poppers?
Yes, you did,
Okay,
sir.
then, so what y'all upset about?
upset.
Y'all need to get happy about these churches.
We are. It was good.
And I'm going back.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm do y'all like this every Friday.
Cool.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
that's nice.
Oh, I ain't missing Friday.
Yeah, dog. I got chicken
Man.
for you.
Fried chicken Friday.
Hey, church
Fried chicken, fried. I love it. I love it.
Hey, you gotta hurry though, Shirley. It's only for $5 for a limited time. Only at churches. We love churches.
We
Thank
do.
you, churches.
We do.
Thank y'all so much.
No, thank you, Junior.
Oh, you
Thank you.
Shirley.
You
Got
did
Yeah.
good, man. You did good.
Jay, y'all eat everybody else's stuff next time.
And leave that honey alone, okay? No sweets for
He
you.
was all over the honey.
I know. All right, now it's time for today's comedy segment. It's called It's a Fact, but It's Not Proven. Jay, please explain.
These are facts. Not scientifically proved, but they are definitely facts. They have not been proven, but they are facts. For instance, number one, if you buy a pair of shoes, one shoe is going to hurt. Is
You
that a
doggone
fact?
right. That's a
I don't
fact.
know why it is.
Fact.
Here we go. Fact number two. The person who doesn't have any money will be the first person to order and the last person to tell you he don't have no money.
Fact.
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 You better talk.
Fact.
Fact. That is fact.
The oldest person in the car, these are facts. These are facts. The oldest person in the car will always be the first person who has to pee.
Yes, that's me.
Hey, can y'all pull over right quick? We just left.
Give me that empty water bottle right there. Give me that.
If you're in a car and you're lost, can't find out where you're going, the radio must be turned down. Is that a fact
That's
or
a
what?
fact.
Yeah, yeah.
Fact.
True that.
That's in the way.
What you think about that
So
one,
you
Steve?
can see better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't think.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Fact number, I haven't keeping count. If you're in the drive-thru, the person in front of you seems like they're ordering every damn thing in there. I don't know.
Fact.
I'll be bad.
Okay, here's another fact. If you get stopped by the police, the person who ain't driving will do most of the talking running their damn mouth. Why?
Everybody going to jail.
If they keep talking. Yeah. I got this.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
You don't know?
I'm quiet.
Oh, yeah, what Steve? Why
Yeah,
you
that's
so
a fact. Everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's two black dudes, though, everybody quiet.
Okay.
But if it's some women in
But
the
if it's a
car,
woman in the car,
that's
what
right.
is you pulling him over for?
That's true.
What do you do?
Fact. Okay.
Please be quiet.
Break it
You
down.
ain't got
You
to
right,
answer
you
that. You ain't got to answer that at all.
He ain't your
Okay.
daddy.
Okay, here's another fact. I don't know why it is, but Africans don't like being called blacks, but blacks don't have no problem being called African. Why is that? What?
I'm not black.
I
I am
never
not
thought about that.
I am not black. Oh, okay, man. I didn't know.
But you
I'm
blacker
sorry.
than me, though.
You're over here.
That's what we do over here.
That's what we do.
Facts.
Okay. Here's another fact. I don't know why these are facts. They've never been proven, but it's true. Glitter can be spotted by a woman a mile away.
Facts.
Yes, facts. Check.
And here's another fact.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
It's harder to get off than makeup.
How many times you bathe?
You can't scrape it off.
You need a brush, man. You need something.
You need
some tape.
Man.
All right, here's another fact.
like that one.
Here we go. No matter how many times you go over your list, check it. Get in the car, to leave on a trip, you always feel like you forgot something.
That's my wife right there. That's my wife.
That's me.
Here's another fact about a list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how long a list you put together and go to the grocery store. You can't leave there without buying something else.
You never stick to the list.
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Right.
Ever.
For real.
Okay.
Got Shasta on sale. As soon as you see that, I got to get that.
Oh, man, I'm going to get this juice. Look at it. These are $7 for $1. Look at that.
Don't even need it.
Don't even need it. All right.
At all.
I got one more. You
Come on.
never notice. Never, ever do you notice there's no toilet paper until you sit down.
Wow.
You don't notice it too.
You don't.
You don't see it.
And the process had already started.
Oh, man.
God, no.
But you got to call somebody, though.
The process has already started.
Now if you live by yourself. I ain't got nobody to call.
I ain't got nobody to call.
I'm trying to kick this thing to me.
I didn't upgrade it, though, y'all. Let me be.
Okay.
What? You say it.
Oh, you got money.
Why
You hired somebody? Boy, you doing good.
No, I'm up to wet wipes now. You know what I'm saying? This done changed.
Oh, because you couldn't say it. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you guys. Up next is Pimpin. Pimpin time. Pimpin will be in the building. Yeah. He's going to talk about what else? Yesterday's games. It was week 10 in the NFL. Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
It is week 10 of the NFL, and you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
People. There he is. You hear him, don't you? I don't know. Is he crying? What is he doing?
He whining.
Coming in.
That's the national anthem. I was singing that at all the games. I was winning everything. But what's up, everybody?
What's happening, Pimpin?
What's up, Pimpin?
Ain't nothing.
What's up,
What's
Pimpin?
happening with you, Shirley?
Hey, Pimpin.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. You still with the Mexican?
He's black.
What's his name again? I liked it, dude.
Ernesto. His name is Ernesto.
Yeah. I thought he was Mexican. I showed. Hey, what's up, Chocolate?
What's happening, Pimpin? How you doing?
Yeah, everything good. Everything good. Wait, what's up, Jay? Bitter?
What up, Pimpin, man? You sharp again? You again.
Today is the day, man. Yeah, this one I tell you about in a minute. Hold on. Hey, what's up? Hey, Junior.
What's happening, Pimpin, my hero?
With the voice.
Yeah, man.
Anybody can be a pimp. You got the most PP, baby.
What's PP, Pimpin?
Pimp potential.
Yeah.
You got it's dripping on you, baby.
Yeah.
You got the voice.
Man.
Hey, what's up, Tommy?
What's up, Pimpin?
No. Just use your voice.
Yeah, that's mine. What's up, Pimpin?
No, it ain't.
What's up, Pimpin? I mean, what you
You
want me
need any voice, but don't be coming over here trying to be me. You've been hating a little bit lately. I've been noticing. I done picked up on it.
But I do have a question. When you come in here Where do you be coming from, Pimpin? You seem so far back in the
Dog,
back.
that comes out of nowhere. You know, what you talking about? Where I come from? I come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm special. I'm gifted, man. You know what I'm saying?
And what you wearing today, man?
Oh, you know what I'm wearing today? All the way right here. This one right here, I had this one dyed.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Red Rabbit.
Ooh, Red Rabbit.
Red Rabbit. Squirrel collar. And Red Rabbit.
Get all the
Get it up.
Squirrel collar. And hamster cuffs. You feel me?
Man,
So clean today, man. Everything going on. Well, we might as well get started. Come on, Hater, you ready?
I'm ready, man. I'm here.
Go ahead.
The Saints beat Cincinnati 51-14.
Picked it.
Tell him, Junior. You get ready,
right.
Tommy, because you really going to be mad this week.
All right, here we go. I know you're going to love this one. Cleveland beat Atlanta 28-16.
Did I pick this, Pimp?
Pick
I told y'all, I said, I'm just a Browns fan. I'm do or die, baby. The Browns whipped the Falcons. The Dirty Birds got wiped up. Donovan came up into Cleveland like y'all was just gonna win one, you know, because you thought we was down. We done got rid of that coach. We good now.
Okay.
It was the coach.
That's what it was. All right.
You see, we won, didn't you? We got 3 wins this year and a tie. That's 4 wins. Man,
All right,
come on. Come on, you want to rush through the Cleveland thing now?
No.
That's all right. I'll bring it up myself. Come on.
Chicago Bears, they beat Detroit 34-20.
What didn't I tell you?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's your
You
push
picked that,
game.
Junior?
That was his push game.
Okay.
Got
Kansas
it.
City
So,
beat Arizona.
Whoa. So far, do you feel me?
Pimpin', I'm feeling you, Pimpin'.
I'm like, I ain't lost nothing yet.
Nah. And it's gonna be a while before we get to that.
Come on, what is it, Junior?
Well, right now, you 11-1 this week.
No, hold it. Don't do that.
I'm sorry, Pimp.
You too fast.
I'm
That's
sorry.
why I gotta talk to you about Pimp. Pimps don't do nothing fast. Damn. Running to the end coming.
Every time I heard that, Pimpin'.
You go down the street. You ain't gotta go to the corner. The corner gonna be there when we get there.
All right, my bad. I'm learning, Pimp.
Man, damn. Now go ahead. What's this one?
Kansas City beat Arizona 26-14.
What I say, Junior?
You picked it.
Hey. Come on, let the hate build. Come on, hater.
Tennessee beat New England 34-10.
I called it.
Picked it.
Didn't you see me? I called it.
I feel like I'm at a pimp playground. Okay, you
Yeah,
me
okay,
keep
whatever
going.
you want.
Washington beat Tampa Bay 16-3.
I told you that.
Ooh, picked it.
Can't do nothing with me this week right here. I'm all this. Y'all need to start getting y'all money on what pimps pay.
Now this
You're
next one, I
wasting
think
your
you was undecisive on this.
No,
Buffalo
what?
beat
You
New
say
York
it.
Jets.
What?
Buffalo beat the Jets 41-10.
I wasn't no undecisive.
Picked it.
I picked Buffalo. No, you wanted me to be undecisive. I said Buffalo.
And dog, I got the
Indianapolis beat Jacksonville
Didn't I tell you?
29-26.
I told you that too. Yeah, pimping. When y'all gonna start putting your money? What the pimp say?
LA Chargers beat the Oakland Raiders 20-6.
Picked
No. I didn't suck my tooth. I was licking the gold.
We'll be back with part 2 of Pimpin' and Week 10 of the NFL.
Week 10, I'm gonna kill them up in here.
Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Here we go, back in the building with Pimpin' and Week 10 of the NFL. Take it away, Tommy.
All right, Pimpin'.
This ain't him right here. I'm all right, everything good, you know.
All right, Pimpin, here it is. L.A. Rams beat Seattle 36-31.
Picked it.
Anybody surprised? I'm killing him this week, man. The hater's so quiet. Can you hear him, Junior?
I don't hear nothing, Pimpin.
He don't hear nothing. He got nothing to say this
Green
week.
Bay beat Miami 31-12.
Oh, my God.
Say it, Junior.
Oh, my God.
Say it, Junior.
Picked it.
I'm killing, man. I'm killing like Donald Trump be killing Twitter.
Oh, boy.
Oh, good.
And late last night, Dallas beat Philly 27-20.
Nah.
Yeah. We didn't.
I lost that one right there. I
Pimpin.
don't know where the hell they come from with a win.
You got to give it up for Dak Prescott, man.
I like that. I like Ezekiel Elliott. I just don't like the damn Cowboys.
Okay.
Hell, I like Jerry Jones. I just don't like the damn Cowboys. Because they just going to make you like think they're America team. They ain't no America team.
Well, they've been titled that for years.
Nah, you can't do that. That team ain't for everybody. That's just like saying Donald Trump is everybody president. You got your hand up for that too?
Well, no. But we also know Cleveland show ain't America's team. We know that.
Wait a minute, hold on. Cleveland ain't got to be America team. Cleveland, my team. I didn't ask you to embrace the power that is Cleveland. But you know what I'm saying? If you just look at it, like overall, like we've been strong for coming on for a while now. You know?
Because y'all fired the coach and won a game after he left?
Yeah, you don't see that? It's obviously clear to everybody else. You know, 1-1, normally 2. How the hell I ain't see that?
Now, who you picked for tonight, Pimpin? The New York Giants playing San Francisco tonight.
What?
Yeah, tonight. New York Giants, Monday Night Football, San Francisco. New York Giants at San Francisco.
Oh, I picked Cleveland.
Cleveland ain't in.
Well, you know, man, I'm just gonna go and tell you the truth. I done lost all the faith in the Giants, man.
Yeah, man. It's because Eli can't step back there and throw.
Nah, he ain't got no line. Eli can still throw, but he ain't got no time. He back there nervous. They tackling his ass so much. Man, they snatching on his jersey like it's flag football. Guess I have to go and pick the Giants, though.
Are you gonna roll with
Picking
the Giants?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with him, man. I know they.
You didn't do too bad this week, man. Really.
He ain't do too bad.
11-1. You know what I'm saying? If you'd have put your money on it, you'd have had something. But you ain't got no faith in the pimp.
I don't have faith in people that wear hamster. That's the part that bothers me.
Well, I don't lie. I don't have no faith in nobody to wear children's clothes, but you have.
Pimpin, we gotta say goodbye to you.
This is what it sounds like when pimps cry.
We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Happy Veterans Day, everyone. Yes,
it is.
This is a holiday that we recognize and honor all of our past and present military who have served our country. Thank you for your
Shout
service.
out to my brother.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to my husband, Tosh. She served in the Army. Happy Veterans Day,
Smoke,
baby.
Gravedigger, Danny, my daddy, and then I did 2 terms in Nam.
Gravedigger?
Really?
Yeah. I went to Nam twice.
Did he see?
2 times. Yeah, seriously. 2 terms.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't.
Jay.
What?
Jay.
What?
You ain't never told us nothing about you being in the service.
I don't
Do
like
he
talking
look
about it.
like he could be in
He
the
ain't
service?
got a service shape at all.
He
What
don't
branch
follow
of
no
military were you
instructions.
in, Jay?
I was in
Here we
Marines.
go.
I was in the Marines.
No,
you have to
weren't.
think about that.
You definitely weren't in the Marines. What's the service shape, Junior?
Do he look like he fit to do anything?
Well, not now. It's been some time.
I don't care. You at least look like you killed somebody.
This is Veterans Day, and I demand some respect as a veteran.
Jay, why would you lie about something like that?
I don't like talk. I don't bring it
So
up.
where you work at, in the mess hall?
Okay, see, I was on the front line.
You were entertainment, weren't
Where'd
you?
you do basic training?
Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
That's
Oh, that's
Army.
Army. Wait a minute.
That's
That's Army.
not.
That's Army. Hold
That's
on.
not Marine.
Why are you lying on veterans?
How you lying?
Oh, Paris Island. I was in Paris Island. I thought it.
Make up your mind, man.
This boy here.
Yeah, that sounds just like
Did
Fort
he look
Jackson.
dangerous to y'all? Just anything on Jay look
No.
dangerous?
No, he looked like he was over there performing. Now, I
Yeah,
believe
I
that.
think so. Yeah.
Man.
Jay wasn't old enough being no damn nom.
Yes, I was. No, I was old enough.
No,
Yeah,
you
I was.
wasn't.
He said he did it twice, though.
He wasn't over there.
You served you did 2 terms.
Y'all, quit talking to him.
You're right, Steve. Come on, Shirley. Move along.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Dennis and Uncle Benny.
Yeah,
Thank
my
y'all.
Uncle Daddy-O. Yeah. Okay, in other news.
Now, you was not in Da Nang, fool. Shut up, because that's where my brother was.
I thought I saw him over there.
An entertainment news. All right, look. First Lady Michelle Obama calls Donald Trump out in her upcoming memoir. The name of it is Becoming. It hit stores on Tuesday. Mrs. Obama covers everything from growing up in Chicago to confronting racism in public life. Michelle Obama went on to denounce Trump's birther campaign that questioned her husband's citizenship, calling it bigoted and dangerous. For Michelle Obama is scheduled to have an exclusive interview with one Mr. Steve Harvey tomorrow morning. That's right, Steve, right? Uh-huh. That's exciting, huh?
Don't ask me why. Just call it grace.
Yes, because
That's awesome.
Yeah, she
Steve.
Yeah. All right, in other entertainment news, Bruno Mars is making sure that 24,000 people who live in Hawaii have a Thanksgiving meal on their tables come November 22nd. Bruno is donating to the Salvation Army's Thanksgiving dinner program. The number of people who will benefit from Mars's donation comes from the name of his song, album,
24K.
and 24 Karat, and his tour, 24 Karat Magic, okay? So that's really
nice.
good.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Bruno.
that's really good.
Give
him
spam. He's sending spam over there.
Huh?
No, boy. Turkey dinner, Thanksgiving dinner.
You can eat spam for Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you guys. Coming up next, it is Steve with today's closing remarks right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we are at the final break of the day with just one more thing, Steve's closing remarks. What do you have for us today, sir?
Okay, today I thought I'd talk to you about something with a little bit different angle to it. It's going to be positive, but I want to talk to you about something that many people consider negative. I want to talk to you today about disappointment, because I think that we all have to grapple with disappointment from time to time. The problem with disappointment is that disappointment also, if you don't understand it, disappointment can turn so ugly so fast. Too many people allow disappointment to turn into resentment. Too many people allow disappointment to turn into a final verdict, so to speak. In other words, so many people think that this disappointment for them symbolizes the end. When you allow for disappointment to turn into resentment, and you allow disappointment to turn into the final verdict, you're losing what disappointment actually can become for you. And I want you all to start looking at disappointment as motivation. How many times have you been faced with something that was disappointing? Let's say you go in to get a job and you're on your last interview, and I have been in this position, man. I was trying to get an insurance job one time years ago, and I went in and I had gone through about 3 or 4 interviews. I was at my final interview,
And I said, man, I'm about to get this job, man. Get my little family together. I'll be all right. And got to that interview, and they told me no. And the reason they gave me for not hiring me was I had moved too many times over the past 7 years, and that represented to their company a sign of unstableness. That disappointment for me was gut-wrenching. I actually got in my car, my little 72 Chevy, and I was driving off, man, and tears was in my eyes when I got up on the freeway, and I drove back, and I looked back over at that big building with that big, powerful name on it. And I had gone through 4 interviews, and all of a sudden, I was so disappointed in not getting hired. But you know what I learned to do, though? From that moment on, I turned all my disappointment into motivation. I said, okay, now this might not be right for everybody, but I use it as a challenge. I use all my disappointments as, okay, I'll show you. I use them all as motivation. From the time my teacher told me that you ain't gonna never be nothing, that there's no way they'll put somebody like you on TV because you have a stuttering problem and you can't even talk. I said, okay, but who are you who is issuing out this disappointment? Because you're not gonna make me resent you, and you're not gonna cause me to think that you're denying me this opportunity or you handing me this bad news of disappointment. I'm not going to allow you to be my final verdict. You will not be the truth teller in my life. You are not going to be the person who's the author of my destiny. You are not it. That belongs to God, not you. And I will not give that to anyone. So when you're facing disappointment, do not hand that disappointment over to the person who gave it to you in the form of empowerment. Do not allow them to control your destiny with this one piece of disappointment that causes you to go into such resentment that you become bitter, that all of a sudden now all you think about is that, and you develop this nasty attitude. You don't have to do that. And you also don't have to let them become the final verdict. They are not the author of your destiny. They are not the author of your future. They are not. That belongs to God and only God. Don't let them trip you up. And I'm saying this because I've had many, many, many disappointments. You ain't this, you ain't that. I've had shows canceled, gigs taken. I've been fired from radio. I've been all of that. Oh, I've had some disappointing setbacks. But let me tell you something I've learned to do. I've learned to take all those setbacks and use them as motivation. And I just quietly say to myself, you ain't my God. You ain't the author of my destiny. You didn't create me. You don't know me. You have no say-so in the real outcome of who I'm going to be and what I'm going to turn myself into. You who think you have the power by telling me no, by refusing me, by voting against me, by saying that I'm not the right one for the part, by telling me that I represent an unstable person, by telling me that I don't have what it takes. No. It's just because you don't know. Because you don't know what God really has for me. And that ain't your fault. So why bear resentment for these people who are causing this disappointment in your life? You don't have to do that because they are not the author of your destiny. And don't you dare give them that. You take that disappointment and you use it as the motivation. I feel sorry for people who tell me no, because you know what I know? I know they just don't know what God has for me. And I end up somehow, through God's grace and mercy, showing them all. Keep the right attitude, y'all. God got something for you through all your disappointment. Y'all have a great weekend, okay?
You have a good weekend.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit steveharveyfm.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.